Hello, my name is Eduardo. Today I am here with a new tutorial for App Inventor or Appybuilder or Thunkable or Makeroid. So this tutorial it is just to continue with the calculator. We are making a functional calculator, a very simple calculator, in App Inventor. For today we're going to add the multiply and the divide buttons or procedures. So basically we're going to have this 3 times 6 18, or for example 3 times 2 times 5 times 2 and etc 60. So this is the idea for today. So 76 divided by 6 equals to 12.66. So that's the tutorial for today. So let's start. For this tutorial you can download the I'm going to share with you the procedure, the source file. So you can start here. Let's start like opening this thing. Let me just scale. We're going to go to projects, and then we're going to select. I'm going to select this one, multiply checkpoint, and in this file, it was before I modify things. So we have the same procedures, equals, addition, and that's it if you check. So this is the file that I will share with you. So let's export this or save this project as multiply first one for you, student. So you can start from here if you haven't checked the other tutorials, but I recommend that you work with the previous tutorials. Or let's save again this file, save project as, and let's call this multiply teacher tuto. Teacher tuto, and that's it. So we have the same files now to start working. So let's go to the blocks. Basically today we're going to add, as I told you, 2 procedures. So also we need to add this into the designer. So let's go to the designer, and on the left side let's go to layout, and let's drag an horizontal arrangement, and let's add this horizontal arrangement below the other horizontal arrangement that are contained in this vertical arrangement. So, and then we're going to set the width to fill parent, the height to 12%, and then center, and that's it. Now we're going to add the other buttons. So let's add this button, and let's add second button. This one, let's change this to this symbol, and the other one to this slash symbol. I don't know what's the name of this. If you know the name, please just write it below in the comments. Now let's rename this button to this is the multiply button. Very important to rename your buttons. And then we have divide button. That's it. You can add colors or something. Now let's add, or let's move the minus, but it's not super important right now, the design. So because in the next tutorials we are going to work with the design, I guess. So we have these guys in here, we have the names for multiply and divide. So by the way, we are using a file that was in Spanish from my previous tutorial, so don't worry. So now we are here and we have the procedures. So let's move this procedure, the equals procedure, down below. And let's create a new procedure. So let's create a procedure. What if we create it here below the resta, and we are going to call it multiply procedure cells. So we have the procedure, and let's start. This procedure is going to be a little bit different, but we're going to start again with a condition. And in this condition, we're going to use here logic, and then we're going to compare some values or to test some values. We're going to check if the label that it's below, okay, or under the text in this label. So let's use here, oh no, you know what? Well, we can use this, but let's do it in another way. Sorry for that. We're going to use this one because we're going to compare numbers, and we're going to use logic. We're going to check if two conditions are true or not. We're going to test them. So we're going to check here, abajo label, okay, that it's this label. If this label is different from 0, and the second condition, it is that the arriba label, so we, from the drop menu, arriba, it is this label, this one, okay, the upper label, and this is the abajo label, the label is the down label, okay? So we have that thing. If both numbers are different from 0, we are going to set the subtotal, okay, the subtotal, we're going to set it to this. We're going to the product of this one times this one. So we duplicate, and that's it. Oh, when I have this thing, it's that it's time to save the project. Maybe companion got disconnected, but let's continue with the procedure. Then this temporal, well, this is, remember that the subtotal, okay, variable, it is in here. It's taken this, for example, if we have 337 and then I press this one, okay, it's going to check if we have two numbers in here, and it's going to multiply it's going to add them to this variable. Okay, so then we have a second variable that we created. If you check the previous tutorial, that is the temporary. Oh no, you know, I am having this error right now. It's because it needs to be refreshed. But well, well, this variable, it's going to be like updated with this value from the previous one that we just calculated with the product. Okay, so we're going to call this. So we multiply and get this variable. Now just let me save this project and let me refresh the page, and let me check my companion, my dear friend. So, and then we're going to connect again. So we have I guess that's enough. Yes, I have an old version of companion. New version, it's not working for me, for my old self. So then we're going to change the variable, the subtotal variable of, well, to 0. And then we're going to update the labels. Okay, so the text in the label, duplicate, and the text below, and we're going to update them with temporary value from the variable, and the other one it's with 0. That's it. So this is the first condition for multiply. Now, to this procedure to work, we need to add a procedure in here. So let's duplicate this, and let's say global operation, it will be like set to this, and we're going to use the procedure multiply, and in the new button that is multiply, so we add this button. Okay, so basically we add this little friend over there. Now I guess this is not like working companion. Let me check. No, it's not working right now. So, but if we reset the connection and then we try to connect again, we're going to test what we have so far. MHENJW, and then we just check. Yeah, maybe it's my old version. Let's see if this thing loads. Oh, anyway, not working right now. Well, we're using this condition. I'm going to explain you then when this thing works. Okay, so it's checking if we don't have if we have values in the labels. Okay, so in the upper and the down label. Okay, then it's going to add in this variable the product of these two labels, and then it's going to pass this value to this temporary value, and then it's going to empty this variable, and then it's going to set the temporary value that we just copied, okay, this product, to the label that it's in the upper part, and the other one that it's waiting for the next digit, it will be set to 0. Basically, that it's the idea. Now, so we have this condition. Now, the second thing, it's we need to add an else if second condition. So now we need to check what it's going to happen, and we're going to duplicate this, and we're going to drag this guy over here, and we're going to use the temporary value here, or the variable. What if the variable, the temporary variable, it is different from 0, that it has a value? Okay, if we have done a previous procedure, for example, and we have, for example, we did like 3 plus 7, and the temporary value, it will be like 10. So if this value, it is different from 0, and also the label that it's in the upper part, it's different from 0. So we just want to set the label that it's in the upper part, that it's this one, arriba. Arriba in Spanish is up. So, and we're going to set this variable to the temporary value. Now, if any of these conditions are happening, we're going to use, in this case, else, just else. Any other possibility, we are going to set just the variable abajo, that it's down to 0, and duplicate the arriba, the up, and we're going to set it to the value that it's below. Let's use this one, duplicate. Now with this thing, we should have working this. Okay, so let's save the project and let's refresh the screen. Now we have this thing. Let's reset the connection. Let's try it again, the companion. Let's erase this thing. I don't know if it's gonna work. Sometimes it gets like this, like crazy. Well, yeah, not very nice companion. Yes, now we have it. So let's try it, okay? So let's use the multiply thing. But, well, right now we haven't included this in the equals procedure, okay? Just normally. So for example, 4 times 5 times 2, 40. So it's making this, okay? So we are not using the equals. So now we need to insert everything in the equals procedure. Well, for example, what happens if I have 37 plus 3? 37 plus 3, 40. Times, if I press times right now, it's going to check what is the situation in here. This upper label, that it's the arriba label, it's different from 0, okay? And also, this value, the temporary value, it's different from 0, because now we have like 40, okay? And the label, okay, it has this different value. Now, what it's going to do right now when I press this, it's going to set the arriba label text to the temporary. So it's not going to happen anything apparently, but we can write 7. And now it's using this, okay? So that's this thing to work. That's why I add these conditions. Then, well, to equals, we are going to add another else if. And this else if, well, actually we need 2 else if. One for the multiply thing and the other one for the division. Okay, so let's just use here for the multiply first. So let's check if the text, as we did before, we're going to compare if global operation or operator, it's equals to, remember the symbol that we used, okay, that it was this thing. This is to detect the multiply thing. It's this one, this symbol. Every time we press this button, we are changing this variable, the operation or operator. So now we have equals to this. So now we are going to change the variable, the subtotal variable, times the text, that it's in the upper label, that it's the arriba, times the value that it's in the other label. Arriba times abajo, so ups times abajo. Sorry, I just copy everything. Okay, and then we are going to refresh the labels. We're going to use this one. We're going to set the upper label to this product, okay, of this operation, and then we are going to reset the label that it's down 0, and then again refresh variables. The temporary variable, it will be set to temporary it will set to this variable that we just created, and then we just empty the variable subtotal. That's it. And then if we just try it, 337 times 2 equals 74. Okay, 2 times 9, 18, and that's it. It's working. Now let's start like making the other one, the divide procedure. So we're going to duplicate this guy. As we know, the multiply is like the opposite of the division, so we're going to do something very similar. So they are quite similar, so we're going to just update something in the procedure. We change this, we call it divide procedure. Instead of multiply, we're going to divide, and we are going to divide the value that it's in the upper label by the value that it's in the lower label, or in the abajo label. Then you just check if we need to modify anything else. I guess that's everything the same. And then in the conditions here, we have the else if. We just duplicate, we just add the divide, this slash think. Then here we are going to duplicate this one, but it is not the product. We're going to use the divide thing. So upper divided by down, or abajo. And then we just copy the same blocks. Duplicate, 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 duplicate. That's it. And I guess we are almost done. So just let's check if this thing is like working properly. So we have 26 divided by 2 equals, oh sorry, 26. It's not happening anything. Why? Well, because we haven't added the procedure to the button. So that's very important. Procedures are useless if we are not going to add them to events. Okay, so well, we go here to button, but we can duplicate the multiply, and then we just use here divide, and we just add divide procedure, and then the symbol, it will be like change like this. Okay, so I just change and assign this to this event that is in the divide button. So the operation changes to this. Okay, so it's like a detector, and then the divide procedure is run. So now let's try it. Let me just maximize this thing, because I guess we just finished. 3 divided by 2 equals 1.5. Okay, and then we have, for example, 100 divided by 2 divided by 2, that's it, 25. Or for example, 43 minus 6 equals 37 times 2, 74 divided by 3, 24. And that's it. I guess that's all for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this very fast tutorial. If you have any problems, questions, or suggestions, please just let me know them, okay, or write them in the comments section. Okay, also don't forget to check the previous tutorials for this calculator. In the next tutorials, I guess this is almost like finished. Okay, I don't want to make a very complicated calculator. Okay, so I just wanted to be able to multiply, divide, subtract, and add. So basically that is my idea. But for the next tutorial, we're going to add we're going to work more in the design of this calculator to make it more attractive. Okay, I was thinking about one calculator that I did some time ago. Okay, so maybe we're going to make something really different. Okay, so my name is Eduardo. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and to like this video, that it's very important if you find it useful. Okay, don't forget to share also with people who are learning App Inventor just like me, just like you. That's it. Okay, also check the description of the video. I will share the working file, okay, to follow this tutorial, and it will work with App Inventor or Appybuilder, that now it's free. Okay, you can check it. Okay, it's a great program. Also with Thunkable, that is another amazing server, and with Makeroid, that it's really good too. Okay, so my name is Eduardo. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.